People out there that claim I never helped her out. I never gave her anything. Well, we know that to be bullshit. We know that to be complete bullshit. They're not going to come out and say it. They don't want to be involved in all this, you know. They don't want to be involved. Oh, you're cleaning the floor. I'm just going to figure out what I'm going to be eating soon here. Yeah, it could be. You could be right about that. Yes, because there's no way in the world they would accept that complaint. Come on, there's worse things going on with people out here, with foreigners, what they're doing and shit. A whole lot worse. This is just a fucking laugh a minute. It's a fucking joke in consideration of what some people do out there on YouTube. Some of these people should be locked up for 20 fucking years for some of the shit they did. But they want to choose me and kind of pull this crap on me, which is just total fucking bullshit. I don't dwell on this. I go about my day like I've done whether it was a complaint to me or not. Every day is the same to me. I'm not going to let it bother me that much where I'm going to not live my life. It's the same thing every day here. I do what I normally do. Basically, they make a decision and it goes from there. Good or bad about me, I'll deal with it. As I said, there is recourse to this. It's not over until the fat lady sings, remember that. And boy, am I going to sing when I get it my way. I don't think I'm dropping anything against her. I'm just waiting to see where this goes. She opened up a fucking proverbial can of fucking worms, and she's paying for it right now, I guarantee you. Yeah, the big boys of YouTube, yeah. Yeah. I know, they claim they have nothing to do with helping. She was not going to be able to raise the money for a lawyer. Unless her barangay brother or something knew a lawyer and did it, pro bono or some shit like that. Somebody would have had to have assisted her financially to get a lawyer to write that report up. Oh, they were throwing videos, and it has nothing to do with me and her. They were trying to use videos of mine, the more negative videos they could find. That's what they were doing. Yeah. That's exactly what they were doing. But everything has a beginning and everything has an end. And as I said, I'll deal with anything that happens. But I didn't commit such a horrible crime at all. And if I did, I mean, you just deal with it. But to get a label of undesirable, no, I don't deserve that. As I said, I'm no monk, I'm no priest, but no, I don't deserve this undesirable label. That's so far-fetched. Yeah, Aloe says, of course, Ricky and Brevis. He says the top assholes. Yeah, there you go. Oh, these people could be friendly sometimes. I've made comments on Big E's show, and he was very cordial to me and all that stuff. But behind the scenes, him and Mick hate me. And I don't understand about Mick. He came on a search mission, is what he did when he came to meet me. He didn't care to really meet me. He wanted to find information. And he was trying to get me to drop my case against Barry. But it didn't work. He didn't get his way, so he was upset with me. That's why Mick is so, defiant against me. And Mick has money. Probably more money than Big E. He might be behind all this. I don't know. I can speculate all I want, but yeah. Tommy, whatever. Tommy Wiseau, is there anything about Hawaii that you miss? Yeah, the beauty of it. Not the people. They're going through some hard times there right now, the economy. They're going through some really tough times. A lot of Hawaiians are moving out. They've been doing that for decades. They changed the name of the state. They pretty much gave up on their sovereignty issues, It's because they know it's never going to happen. So they like to call us fucking howlies and all that shit. But they're the ones that are moving out of Hawaii for opportunities. These are very people that said, born here, not flown here. Or defend Hawaii with a picture of an AK-47. Yeah, I had enough of that shit. And the drugs around Hawaii were terrible, very dangerous to live in. My own community that I left, a lot of crime going on there. You had rapists living there, killings, all kinds of crap. Hawaii died. It died. And it's now so expensive that tourism is also down too. Everything is worked good with timing with me. When I left New York and moved to Washington State, I was there a very long time. Then when I left there and went to Hawaii, the timing was just perfect because there were things that were going on in every one of those places I lived in that led me to make a good decision to leave. Yeah. Winter says, some gave money and others manipulated Shaw. And then there are some who contributed to it by forwarding information, sound bites, and clips. That's exactly what they did, Aloe, to make me look like an undesirable. But you have to prove that. They also know with the occurrence of AI, as my lawyers even put it, that you can't even trust what they submit. Now, immigration and the government itself they're slowly getting into the AI to understand it, coding and everything. I mean, they're far behind the knowledge of artificial intelligence and so forth. They're not expert in it. They're just kind of arriving into this, exploring and teaching their workers a little about it. But they better damn well investigate anything of anybody's report that they put in before they go put some ruling on somebody. Yeah. I know. There's been money. She wouldn't have the money herself to do this, Aloe. There's no fucking way. So all these people that says, the do-gooders out there, oh, I'm not involved with this. No, they don't want their name in it. They don't want the name of it. They don't want to be associated, but they're the financial backers. Shaw could not pull something like this off. I don't know. No, she couldn't. Yeah. Of course, there had to be outside help. There's no other fucking way. There's some people that are saying Frank's getting his way all the time. I want to see him rot in fucking hell. Well, I haven't done anything wrong. Not certainly warrant me to get deported, if that was the case. Not even close. Like I said, I'm not Mr. Perfect. I'm not the Dalai Lama. I'm not a fucking priest. But no, I don't deserve that. Yeah. But it is what it is. And all you do is you deal with it. And I'm dealing with it as best as I can. I'm not all nerved out. And I haven't been. I'm just very uncomfortable with the situation. Very uncomfortable with it. I'd understand if somebody deserves something, like Barry. But no, I don't deserve that. A phony complaint. It's all been listed, all the paperwork to the immigration. A lot of rhyme and reason was given to immigration of why this was just an aggressive personal revenge because of her felony boyfriend. And don't forget, his name was mentioned on the paperwork too, as far as the counter affidavits and memorandums and all that stuff. He was a key figure in this to make immigration understand there was a reason and a rhyme that she put this report in. E.T. travels freely is obsessed with you in a negative way. Well, whatever. Guy's a kook. I've got a lot of them out here. Psychologically impaired people on here. Why do they all gather in one place like this? It's amazing. The people, the players on here. God, look at Jim in Asia. I've never seen somebody that's so self-centered in my life. Mr. Muscle. Brawn but no brain. It's a big fighting going on between Ricky and Jim, the Asian Adventures. Big time, back and forth now. That's why it's kind of nice to sit back and just listen to this stuff too. I think he is, Ed. At least they said he was. By all appearances, he seems to be, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't say for sure. And the fucker is living in what? Thailand? Why so involved with the same thing with Don C? Why is either one of them getting so involved with affairs in the Philippines? I don't understand that at all. Oh, Malaysia, Malaysia. Okay, yeah. Alo, have you been to Cambodia? Region 6 says he claims to be gender neutral, whatever that means. That means you go either way. That's what it means. That's what I believe it means. Yeah. You got some nice places there, actually. Where would I go? If that had to be the case, I never really decide on it. I know where I would go, but it wouldn't be worthwhile. Definitely would be Penang or that area. I would probably say that, yeah, actually, Georgetown, Penang. Because the thing is, the big bugaboo about this country is that they have a horrible visa system, and you'd have to put a lot of money in a bank or buy an expensive condo or some shit like that. It's a great country to be in. I've researched it, even just to make a trip, not having to do if say I was deported, where would I go? But it's actually a good country. You have good health care. If E.T. Travels turned on Frank after he met Big E in person. Oh, really? Alice says, not sure why that dude is in this community, to be honest. That's Malaysian. Well, why is Don C in this community? He's living in Thailand. What draws him to be part of the Philippines genre? I mean, that's, 64,000 peso question. I have no idea. Look, not everybody's living the life that they claim they're living on here. We've been on there for 2 hours. We're going to have only a couple more minutes left here, guys. I got to get something to eat. And I'm probably going to have to go out and get some propane or something today. I see Malaysia, I think, is the #1 tourist destination in Southeast Asia this year. Well, it's unfortunate about the Philippines. It's getting down on the list of tourism. I've noticed it even this weekend. There's not as much tourists around here because they're afraid of the weather patterns, the earthquakes and all that. Yeah, it's taken its toll. I don't think Philippines is faring very well with tourism and not doing enough to promote tourism in the Philippines anyway. And Jesus Christ, when COVID was here, it was like a graveyard. Nobody could go anywhere. I got stuck, of course, in Hawaii for over a year of that time. That was no picnic for me, I'll tell you that. It was no picnic for me, especially being near those tenants and dealing with what I did. So I've been through a lot. It's easy to say I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot. I've been through quite a bit. Quite a bit. I've had enough adversity to last me the rest of my life. I've had a lot of adversity. But yet here I am, and through thick and thin, I'm still here. I'm still healthy. Esavino says, now with the earthquakes, I'm sure tourism has slowed down. Oh, hell yeah, it's slowed down. I can see it over here. You're going to get into a country like Thailand or otherwise that's going to build up in Vietnam and all that, but then, tourism, as an alternative, that's where they're going. But there's always something that happens that's going to reduce tourism somewhere. Weather affects things all the time. The economy affects what people want. And now people are so undecided where they want to retire now. Because there's been so much negativity about the Philippines on everybody's show. You got idiots like, what's his name, was married to Janet. what's his fucking first name? Then you got this Stephen guy from Britain. Hello, all you lovely people guy. All they do is talking about negative things. And as I said repeatedly over and over again, I think they're trying to make an excuse for staying in the Philippines. You know, Elliot, what happened to Elliot, that guy in Mindanao? I know one guy, and this guy, Stephen, who was heading in that direction. He's down in Mindanao, and every show of his, he's finding some negative to talk about the Philippines proper or people in the Philippines. And he might go down just like Elliot did. Could very well happen. Could very well happen. They don't even realize they're doing it. They're so fucking stupid. Southeast Asia can be dangerous to people. They don't realize it. They're in their little niche, you know, and they think they're safe. Well, Elliot, after a while, surmised that he wasn't safe. And that, you know, what he probably expected to happen happened. Poor guy is dead. He didn't deserve that. But you don't advertise that, you know, he's doing a loan business out there. That was a bad thing. And then the Muslim region down there, you know, he was married to a Muslim woman. And a lot of people maybe didn't like that. It doesn't take much for people to dislike you for some reason, but on a religious level, it gets pretty serious. Maybe they didn't want to see him being married to her. Everybody has a reason why they do something, but you gotta be careful out here, man. You really seriously have to be careful out here. It's not a joke. This is not your country. And you really don't have many rights out here at all. People do it all the time. They pass by you with a fucking helmet on and a fucking gun and they blast you away. Maybe for 500 pesos. There's people willing to do that kind of shit. You don't know what's going to happen when somebody dislikes you. You got to play it safe. People don't realize how serious that is out here. Okay, well, guys, listen, I appreciate, we've been on here for over 2 hours. I didn't expect to be on that long. I will come on again if the storm starts, and we may do some coverage on that. There's nothing more I could say on the legal avenues going on, what's happening with that. You know, it's one of these situations, you know, as we say in America, shit or get off the goddamn pot. That's pretty much what my lawyer says. Later, Aloe. Shit or get off the goddamn pot is what he's basically telling them in legal language. Make up your decision, yay or nay, what you want to do, and I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. I think I dealt with anything else that was ever adverse in my life. I will deal with it. But I hope for Shah's sake that this doesn't go through because, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take some legal measures. She didn't want to disperse of her report. She didn't, you know, well, you know, hey, it's not a free ticket. The damage is already done. And if she thinks I'm just going to let this go, she's got another thing coming. Regent says, great show. Back in full form, Frank. Not full form. But I don't mind talking about some of this stuff. But there's always a lot more to talk about on here. I don't want to fall into that vortex. But I will speak what's on my mind. That's for goddamn sure. That's not going to stop me. If I'm wrong about something, then I'm wrong. But if I'm right about something, I will reinforce my beliefs, my thoughts, and any legal matters I need to do. Sure, I don't want to go spend more money on all this crap, but I will. The funny thing is, nobody's ever supported me in my legal matters. They wanted Frank to do everything for them. They're not all pro-Barry. It's all bullshit. It's a smokescreen. They weren't pro-Barry. They never were. They're happy as a clam that he's serving time for whatever reason. But nobody wanted to take action on their own. And I was the only one on here that willing to do it. I'm loved, huh? Yeah, I'm loved, okay. Yeah. I got a lot going on in my life. the estrangement from my daughter. There's a lot of shit going on. I've lost a friend about a year ago. I lost my brother over a year and a half ago. Can't even believe it's gone by. Has it been a year and a half? I don't know. I've been dealing with a lot of shit, and I have to be honest with you. I don't know how I deal with it, but I do miraculously. I must be a strong willed motherfucker because I've had a lot of adversity going on in so many years. I'm still here, still functioning. I'm not all stressed out. I'm disappointed in some people and what they've done, but I'm not all stressed out about it. Life goes on, and it will until it can't go on. Okay, I'm out of here, folks. Take care.
All right, there you have it from the horse's mouth. Oh man, I tell you. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, I guess so. So he's crying he's had a lot of adversity in his life. Well, who brought that adversity on? He did. He did. Who's the one that put that 8-year-old child in his lap and sang the song The Mushroom Man? He did. Who's the one that owes 60,000 in American dollars in a lawsuit because of what he did to his tenants and his tenant's child and children? He did. He brought all this adversity on. And he's trying to say he's not a pedophile. Well, I beg to differ. If you put an 8-year-old child on your lap and you sing about another man's penis, you're a pedophile in my book. Does anybody want to argue with me about that? Please do so. Say so. Tell me all about it. How that's not pedophile behavior. Okay? Somebody fucking help me out here. Somebody help me out here when this guy comes online and he calls Shaw a concubine and then gives the definition of a whore. He says she's a concubine, gets paid for it. That's the definition of a whore. Okay? You don't have to come right out and say she's a whore. You sat online and you gave the definition of what a whore is and you used her name. So, who brought all this adversity? All because a 120-pound redneck with a hump on his back called him a pedophile. Eh? All because, it's just fucking hilarious. Okay? And I don't see the point in him rewriting history. It's not going to fucking happen. Eh? October 3rd, he filed another manifestation. It's going to go nowhere. The Filipino immigration has sole custody of what happens to you, Frank. You're not going to get the legal recourse that you think you're going to get. Right? It's over for you, Frank. They're going to hang you out to dry. Frank, you are going to be there in Philippines until March or April when you just go over the 1 year overstay limit. And then boom, they're going to do you just like they did Paul Caldwell, you know, World Zoom. They're going to haul you in, and you're not going to get out until you pay them. You pay, you pay, you pay. They're going to play you like a fiddle at the Grand Opry. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to suck every dime out of you, just like what they did to Paul Caldwell, aka World Zoom. Remember Paul Caldwell? So happy you could be here with us. Dude, your days are numbered. They When Mick Fisher went there and told you to stop, guess what? If you'd have stopped and kept your mouth shut, you wouldn't have had a problem with Shaw. Okay? And dude, you cannot prove that Barry calling you a pedophile brought any damages upon you. Right? You have damaged your own reputation when you came on live stream and sang that song with an 8-year-old child in your lap. That was very inappropriate. That was pedophile behavior. You damaged your reputation again when you went on somebody else's show and dropped your pants and spread your ass cheeks for everybody to see. Frank, you have ruined your own reputation. So, therefore, Frank, you don't have a reputation to lose. Okay? Dude, I got all the videos. They're all up here on my channel and replay channel of all the shit you did. Now, what do you call crazy? Definition of being crazy is doing the same thing over and over and getting the same results. So, what has he done over and over lately? And he's going to get the same results. He put in a manifestation. They ignored it. They said, sorry, bud, you're out of here. Now he's got a second one in. He has no legal recourse. They're going to get to Frank when they get to Frank. And I'll tell you, the one guy in the live chat can verify everything I'm saying. He knows it's true. Alo de Winta. Okay? And it's fucking hilarious. And anybody that's been in PI for a long time knows. Scott can tell you that they'll get to you on their time and they'll smile in your face and they'll laugh and they'll say, oh, no problem, sir. We'll get to it. A couple of years later, they might get to it. Oh, man. I feel really bad for you, Frank. I really do. Okay? And what else has he given up? He's now paring back because he's running out of money. Yeah, he's running out of money. He had to give up his Starlink because that's too expensive for him. You know, now he's on the bamboo pipeline, PLDT. Good morning, Mike. And, it's just friggin' hilarious. Everything he does. I mean, dude, look what he said about Dimples. Called her a whore. Straight out. Said that's the kind of woman you piss on in the gutter. Hey? This is a guy who's out there day in and day out on live stream ruining his own reputation. Hey? Yeah, he did. Everybody he meets, he turns against. And here's another thing. I heard his other live stream where he starts talking about how he's jealous of Big E. What's there to be jealous of? Big E earns his money. He could go anywhere he does. He goes all these places for his job. As a matter of fact, I'm happy for Big E. I'm not jealous of him. I'm happy for him. See, this guy can never be happy for anybody. Never. Because narcissists, it's all about them. And if you go against anything he says, he's going to badmouth you to everybody. That's how narcissists act. Guaranteed. And now he thinks Big E should be beholden to pay Barry's fines so he could collect the 250,000 K in peso that Barry owes him. No. And you heard him tonight. Oh, look at all the money that Mick Fisher has. Dude, it's Mick Fisher's money. It's Mick Fisher's life. Hey, this guy has what I call a socialist mind. If you got more than me, then you need to give me some. That's how this liberal thinks. No, Mick Fisher, Big E don't owe you a fucking dime. Okay? And what does it matter that Shaw had help in fucking you over? It doesn't. It has no bearing on it whatsoever. None. As a matter of fact, it's nice to see a poor Filipina get help after an ugly American like you has picked on her. Right? That's what you've done. Period. That's all you've done. You've called her everything in the book. You've threatened her, yelled and screamed on live stream. I mean, really, dude, get a life, okay? Get a life. Stop bringing adversity into your life, okay? All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the, there you go. Anybody wants to come up? If you have a problem with what I've just said, please come on up and talk to me. Or if you just want to come up and say hello, you're more than welcome. But, I'm done with bullshit like this. Guys like him, I mean, they really need to stop. They need to stop. It's terrible. And sooner or later, he's going to learn when they bring his ass into immigration. It's not going to be pretty. Oh, hell no, no, no. Not going to be pretty at all. And he's going to get everything he deserves. All right, let's see what the live chat. I cannot open your link, Popeye. Let me put it up again. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Go ahead, give that one a shot. That's the way it rolls. Right? So he wants to win, but no one is paying. Why should anybody have to pay for him? I mean, why? I don't get it. Dr. Sniff. Yeah. Not working. Sorry, Popeye. I don't know why. Should be able to work. Ba da 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 da. Da 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 da. Hmm. I don't know why it works. I'll have to check that out, see why. Let me try one more, see if it comes up different. Ba-ba. Frank's newest man crush is Jim, Asian Adventure. To tell you the truth, I don't even know who Jim, Asian Adventure is. I have no idea. I have no idea. But it is what it is, I guess. You know, and that's the way it's gonna be, plain and simple. But other than that, guys, I don't feel like repeating myself 100 times. And so I'm just going to call it a night. And before I go, I want to say the Patriots have won their sixth game in a row, and the Patriots are now 6-2. It was a great football afternoon with wings, hamburgers, and all kinds of good stuff. And I want to thank everybody for coming out. And I wish you a good one and stay frosty, man. This is Popeye One. I'm out of here.